And Faith Time is our weekly conversation on matters of faith. Joining us this morning is Senior Pastor Dr. Darren McClellan with Fairhope UMC, and we recorded a Zoom interview last week. And we're talking about how the pandemic has impacted churches. We'll start with Fairhope UMC specifically. First question is, how has it impacted your church?
You know, obviously it's a season of deep change for everybody. It's the pastor's worst nightmare to stand up one Sunday and say, please don't come to church anymore. It's completely radical to do that. We've been doing online worship since March 15th. All of our meetings have gone to Zoom, our small groups. We've had to reschedule camps and funerals and weddings and baptisms and really reframe the way that we do our communication on a daily basis. So I think one of the most drastic things that people notice down the road is that we've even, turned over the coffee budget to hand sanitizer and masks. And that seems pretty dramatic for a lot of church folk, as you can imagine.
In general, how do you feel it's impacted congregations really across the region and country?
Well, I think the biggest challenge for all of us is just figuring out how to stay connected with our folks and with our communities and the needs that are out there. I've talked to a lot of pastors across denominational lines in the last couple of weeks, and we're hearing a lot of the same stories. Words like, I'm working with this imaginary timeline, and I wish that I knew exactly what we were trying to do. Nothing is easy, nothing is crystal clear, and some of that stress is starting to take its toll. I think there's also a lot of good things that are happening too. There's so much innovation that's taking place, whether it's through technology or other creative ways of figuring out how to be the church. There's also, I think, a greater sense of collaboration among a lot of churches. There's maybe a little less competition and a recognition that we're all in this common struggle and how we can bear each other up. When I hear a retired clergy person come to me and say, in all my years of ministry, I never saw anything like this, that's a little unnerving, but it's also in that there's a word of grace that says, give yourselves a break. We're all trying to figure this out together and define what it is to lead at this time. So it's one for the ages, to be sure.
What do you think the lasting impacts of this will have on churches beyond the time this health crisis is over?
Yeah, and that's a great question, and I wish I knew for sure. One of my fears is this emerging idea that only the strong will survive. Whether that's individuals or whether that's communities or businesses or churches. This idea that only the strong will survive doesn't fit terribly well in my understanding of the kingdom of God. It's really hard to be the Church of Jesus Christ without creating space for the least of these. And so if we end up with a culture that is void of the least of these, how do we make room and anticipate the coming kingdom of God? And I think that allows us to really re-examine as the church what it is that we believe about the essentials and the non-essentials. And those whom we imagine to be non-essential, we probably need to give that another thought. At a practical level, we know that there's a majority of our American congregations that are comprised primarily of senior adults who are especially vulnerable, at this time, and who probably should not be rushing back to their favorite pew the moment that their sanctuary doors are open. So what does the church look like without their immediate influence and without their presence and wisdom and experience, and not to mention the impact of their generosity? My hope in all this lasting is that there are just certain elements of congregational life that we'll never take for granted again, whether it's worship or singing together or sharing a donut or getting a hug in the sanctuary. Right now, we're training an awful lot of people to worship at home in their pajamas. And there's pros to that, but I suspect it's going to be a hard habit for some of us to break too.
And that was Senior Pastor Dr. Darren McClellan with Fairhope UMC. We thank him for joining us for this edition of Faith Time. And News 5 this morning will continue after